Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. I hope everybody's doing really well. Hope the music's okay level. Whoa. Why did it do that? Oh, voice changer. I'm on the wrong scene. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. I hope you're all doing well. Waka Man, hello. How you doing? I hope you've had yourself a good weekend and that you're off to a good Monday. Apologies to everybody for starting a little bit late. I would have been live almost an hour ago, but I slept in. I had a really rough sleep last night. I ended up with like a really bad stomach ache, so I woke up like 4 hours into my sleep and then was up for a couple of hours and then passed out again. And then by the time I woke up, it was basically the time I'm supposed to be setting up for the stream. So I decided I would just take my time, have my breakfast and all that stuff, and then get started. A little bit of a rush, but not too bad. But we're here, we're live, we're ready to go. And yeah, we're going to continue with Elden Ring. For those who don't know, I am not a huge fan of Elden Ring, but I've been trying really hard to give it a chance, and we have streamed it twice so far, and so far, still doing okay. And now we are in a new area, and it's time to explore this new area and see what happens. Yeah, you woke up pretty late too for any reason, or just because it was one of those days where you just slept in? But yeah, we're going to continue with Elden Ring. I have... been working on my setup a little bit because this place was just a disaster for the last little while. My camera's it feels like it's crooked. Crooked? I don't know. Oh, according to the meter, it's perfectly straight. So maybe just things in the background look crooked. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I've been working on my setup a little bit, and I think things are roughly where I want them to be. Now I just got to clean up a mess, but that's no big deal. Whoa, why is it still on? Oh, I didn't do this. Haha, I'm so dumb. There we go. We already started. We're not starting soon. 12:40 around 1. Okay. That can definitely throw people off. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. We're gonna get started and play some Elden Ring. I don't really have any other news. I'm still working away at like the point redemption and all that stuff. I haven't had a moment to sit down and actually do it because it's been a really busy few days. I'm hoping that maybe over this week I'll be able to figure stuff out. Like I know today, I still have to finish my Minecraft video recording today, and then I have to get to editing on Wednesday and Thursday. I have an audition on Friday, and then I have to go and film on Saturday, Sunday. So very busy for the next few days, but I'm going to try my best to try to come up with some point redemptions. I have a couple of ideas already. I just have to actually like film something to make it work. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so let's get started on some Elden Ring and see how Elden Ring goes. See if we have a change of heart or if we continue enjoying the game. Because so far I'm still enjoying it. I'm at the point now where I'm kind of lost, and this is where I started to dislike it last time. We'll see if that still continues. So let's do it, I guess. Shut up, ad. Oh, I don't have my controller on me. I need my controller. I don't know if this is gonna work, but maybe. Oh, it's working. Perfect. Perfect. We're good. I try to keep everything on hand, like nearby, so that way if people, if I forget something or if I, need to grab something because I'm changing my mind in the middle of the stream, having it right next to me helps. So I try to keep everything nearby. So thankfully I didn't have to go too far to do that. Now the real question is, where is my chat window? There it is. I don't want it on the gameplay. We'll put it on top of me instead. Okay, I also am trying a little bit of a different layout to see if this makes the stream look a little bit better. And I didn't have an image for the bottom, so I'm just using the thumbnail I used on YouTube. I'm going to make an image for down there. I just haven't yet. But maybe this will be a bit of a better layout for people to be able to watch, and we'll find out. So let's get started, I guess. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm in this place with these crazy dudes in the heads. Yeah. I don't have any, whatever they're called, right? Any souls or whatever. Oh no, your accounts are deleted? That's terrible. That's a pain. I mean, I guess it gives you a reason to go back and play again. Hello, Turtsa. How you been? How are you doing? How's life? I remember this area being kind of hard for me to deal with, but I don't remember what I'm supposed to actually do while I'm out here. Bye. How many soul thingies do you give me? How many do you give me? You don't give me any? Or 500? I don't know. No, he didn't give me any. Yeah, 300 hours. That hurts. That definitely hurts. Hello, Gronkadonk. Nice to see you. 8 of clubs. Make sure that nothing else happened and it was just gas. Oh yeah, I know that feeling, Turtsa. I know that feeling. Oh, I know that feeling all too well. We have a different Father's Day here, so I went through it a few months ago. But I'm doing okay. A little bit off my... Uh-oh. A little bit off of what I was hoping I'd be doing today. Whoa, there's a lot of them. Oh, there's a lot of them. No. We're going to run instead. We're going to run. But yeah, I slept in when I wasn't expecting to, and that kind of has messed up my whole day. So I'm trying to get like back on track, but nothing I can complain about really. Everything's pretty good. Okay. So that's not good. So I think I'm just going to run by those guys. Wow, this area is rough. Ow. Whoa, there's a lot of them. That's not where I want to go. Dudes, no, go away. Okay, we're good. What happens if I go up there? Am I gonna die? I'll probably die. Yeah, don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it for me. What the heck? Ow. Ow. Whoa. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. You got the Elden Ring tattooed. Nice, man. Nice. I mean, I'm still of the boat that I don't like this game. I'm enjoying it right now, but I know I'm gonna get to a point where I'm gonna start to really dislike it once I get lost again. Even right now, I'm kind of lost. I don't really know what I'm doing. But so far, I've been okay. Move. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. I'm gonna do this just because I need to know. I need to know. I already lost stuff anyway, so it's not like doing this is gonna suddenly ruin the game for me. That guy scared me. Oh, there is one there. Okay. Hold on, Turtle. I'll check in a second. Think I'm okay right now. Nice. Nice. That looks really cool. That looks really, really cool. Okay. Yes. Okay, cool. I get anxious because the chat, restream chat thing doesn't always work. And so I'm always like, am I missing chats? Am I missing chats? I might be missing chats. But no, I think we're okay. Whoa, that was fast. Okay, that was a really fast turnaround for his attack. That's wild. Uh-oh. Whoa, whoa, I didn't see you there. Ow, don't smack me with a book. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's a lot of them here. If I remember, I gotta get all the way up, right? Uh-oh. Whoa, it's a pot. It's a pot. Get up. Stop. Stop. Yeah, this is the boss fight. I don't actually know if I can summon anybody right now. I want to say that I was told I can't summon anybody. Whatever, we're doing it. Oh, I remember this boss fight being really hard. Hey, what the heck? No, I was trying to heal. No. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. We got this. We got this. Oh, I'm tired. I'm not even tired because I slept like 8 hours in total. Just my eyes feel like swollen and heavy. And I know they look swollen, but they feel swollen. Like it feels like I only slept maybe 3 hours or something. Whoa! Dude, Squid, come on, do something. Get its attention. Wow, it took you long enough, Squid. Ow. Dude, this is rough. Wow, this is not good. This is not good. Man. Show them the power of the Elden Lord. I haven't met the Elden Lord. The Elden Lord just laughed when they told him I was coming to see him. Here we go again. I'm gonna try the other ones. No, I did the same one. Never mind. Whoa! Stupid jellyfish, you got in my way. Wow, that was no good. I got a couple of hits that time, though. I got a couple of hits that time. Holy crap. I'm bad at this. And do it again. Hello, Ty. How you doing, man? How's work going? Ow! All right, here we go. Move out of my way, wolves. Oh my goodness. I'm not even doing anything this time. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. At least I got him halfway this time almost. I almost got him halfway. It does, Ty. It does. Especially because it's Monday. I gotta go back to work today too. Me and my 3 whole hours. Oh, however am I gonna survive? Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Okay, what if I try not one-handing this time so maybe I can block a little bit? Uh-oh. Aha! Maybe blocking will make it a little bit easier for me since my dodging kind of sucks. Nope, nope, no, we're good. No, stop it. Why does one always hit me? Come on, squid, get its attention already. Dude, you move way too fast for me. I pushed it. I pushed it. Ah. This is it would be embarrassing. It would be embarrassing. If anybody else was doing this, it would be embarrassing. Here we go. Nope. Here we go. Try one more time. For a dex build, my slashes are slow. It's kind of surprising. Ow, ow, ow. Uh-oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh. Squid, do something about this. Come on. I was promised a damage sponge. All I'm getting is a sponge. It's not sponging any damage, though. Uh-oh. And go. I'm too slow. It's Naruto the One-Tailed Fox. Do I think Elden Ring is a bad game? Yes. I don't think it's a bad game. It's nowhere near as good as everybody says it is. And as far as Soulsborne games, I think it's the worst in the list. Come on. and we're in, and we didn't take a hit this time. Okay, Squid, you got to do more, man. You got to do more, Squid. Or Jellyfish or whatever. Jellyfish didn't do shit that time. You enjoy the Harry Potter on PlayStation? All right, see you later, Eth. Thanks, man. I hope you enjoy your show. Here we go. Again. Thing just like hangs out back there. It's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to do anything. Oh, you're dead? Now I can attack. Now I can attack that you're dead. Hurry. 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 Do it. Cam, I didn't see your message until right now. I don't like Elden Ring. I don't. Come on. This time I'm gonna try the wolf things again. Even though they die fast, at least they attack quick too. I also know there's a way to upgrade the wolves. I don't remember how. Dude. Damn it. We almost got halfway that time. Dang it, man. Shock, yes and no. I've done this whole area before. I did it a long time ago when the game first released. But I haven't played the game since I streamed it, and I did not enjoy it, so I don't know where anything is. But I only got like through part of the game. I didn't actually beat it. I didn't get very far in the game. I think maybe 4 or 5 bosses what I did. 3, 4 or something like that. Oh, I forgot to summon anything. I'm dead. I forgot to summon stuff. I'm dead. I don't know how I dodged that. Shoot it, dude. Get its attention. Really? I'm gonna die. Last health. What made me come back? The first time I played this game, I was not in, like, there was a bunch of stuff going on in my personal life, so I wasn't really in the right mindset to be patient with a game like this. The second thing is when I was playing it, everybody was telling me what to do. And because I was so confused and lost in the game, I just kind of listened to people, which then led to me doing things without knowing why I was doing them or how I would figure out how to get there. And so by the time I reached those parts in the game, I didn't know what was happening. And to me, it made zero sense as to why I was like fighting that boss or why I was in that specific area or whatever, which then made the game even less enjoyable. And so I stopped streaming it. And I decided to come back now because my life is in a much better place. So I'm in a better mindset. But I also now kind of understand how the game sort of functions, so I can pay a bit more attention to the areas that I may have missed out on before, to hopefully help me understand it a little bit better. So far, it's worked. So far, there are a few things that make more sense now. But I'm now at the point where I'm a little bit confused and lost, and it's becoming a little less enjoyable for me. Ow. Dang it. Yeah, I'm trying to play it with no help, or as little help as possible. There are definitely moments where I'm like, I don't know what to do, tell me. But like before, what would happen is like if I was at this boss fight and people are watching me die over and over again, somebody would come in and be like, you need a better weapon, go to this area. And I would just go. And then I would, you know, it would never just be you go there and you just get the weapon. It would always be go there, go through this whole like cavern or whatever, then fight the boss, then you get the weapon. So then I didn't know why I was in that area. I didn't know who the boss was or what their significance was. And I got the weapon, I come back here and fight. And then I would end up going to the next area and the same thing would happen. And so little by little, I was just like bouncing back and forth all over the map without ever going in like an organic way. So then I never knew where anything was. I never knew why I was in a certain area or how I was supposed to even figure out to go in that area. So by the time I got deep enough into the game, people weren't showing up as much and I'd get lost. And because I hadn't really put the effort in to figure out where anything was, I never knew what to do on my own. And so it turned into like, I don't know what I'm doing and nobody's here to like hold my hand for it. So obviously I'm just confused. And so it became really unfun for me. So now I'm trying to see if I can at least do most of it while kind of exploring. And then even if I miss stuff or like right now how I'm using all base things, hopefully it'll be a little bit more enjoyable for me. Okay. Whew. Whew. Velko, hello, how's it going? Welcome. Oh, thank goodness. Finally. Right now, I don't have any direct questions. It's more just the confusion of like where to go, what to do, why I'm doing what I'm doing. I found this path, so that's helping a little bit. Because at least I know I'm going somewhere. But right before getting to this area, like before finding the key to unlock the travel thing to this area, you know, all they said was make sure you get another one, and another one of those things that you get for defeating the major boss. And it was like, okay, how? And that was the confusion. I was just kind of wandering around. But we got through here. So far, I'm just confused as to like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but that's kind of the whole thing. I don't want people to tell me is what to do. Oh, it didn't work? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Why didn't it work? Should have worked. That's working. Thank you for letting me know. I'm sorry it didn't work. Why didn't it work? It's supposed to. Hold on. Is it not? No, my sound alerts are working. My sound alerts are working. Unless they're disconnected on their server, but that would be their end, not mine. Because on my side, the last thing that I have is from 6 days ago. Nothing's come through today, at least according to the website. It's only been 3 years. Yeah, only 3 years. Yeah, I mean, I think a piece of advice that would clarify a little bit. I've been playing Soulsborne games on the channel for 7, almost 8 years. So I'm well versed on how these games work. This is just a shitty version of their games. Bing bong. Oh, there's a thing to pick up here, right? I tried to pick it up. Ow. That's okay. Which is absolutely fine, Absalom. I don't believe that my opinion of this game in particular is the right opinion. I am quite sure that the reason I don't like this game is just the way my brain works does not work well with this game. There are some objective truths about what makes this game less ideal than the other Soulsborne games that people who are able to look at it objectively have agreed with me on. And the people who get upset about it are the ones who are just turning a blind eye to the problems that this game has. And it just goes down to how FromSoft tells a story. But besides that, I understand that people really enjoy this game, and I understand why people enjoy this game. Like, I personally don't like open world games in general. So that automatically made this game less enjoyable for me. And then the other factors just put it over the top as like one of the least enjoyable Soulsborne games. Right behind me. Wait, I think there was something about going over here, isn't there? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa! Hold on, hold on. So my favorite FromSoft game is mainly a nostalgia thing, and it's Dark Souls 2. I don't play this game at a point where like I know what all the meta stuff is, like where the best stance is for each sword, and you know what armor combination is gonna be the best versus this other combination. But it's the game that I started on. It's the first Soulsborne game that I played. It's the one that I spent the most time with. So nostalgic connections to that game is the main reason I like that game. But I enjoy all of them. It would probably be Dark Souls 2, then Bloodborne would be probably the next one down for me. Then Souls 1, then Souls 3. And then you'd like to know what I don't like about it, if I don't mind. The main thing that is an issue is when you have an open world game, being able to explore the world is the fun part for a lot of people. But you also need to be able to find out where you need to go in a fairly easy and consistent way. And FromSoft, in all their games, doesn't know how to do that. Because if I read, and I quote, this was not me saying it, this was somebody else saying it. Shock said this. I say don't dwell onto things and how they are in this whole game, in this whole genre. This whole genre is based off minimal hand-holding and obscure clues, which objectively just makes it bad for open world guidance in general. They tell really, really good stories because all the details that are there are always so interesting. All the characters always have so much that like is wild to learn about, and the story is like super intricate, and there's so many things that are layered on, and it's so much going on that it feels full. But the only way to learn that is to pick everything up, read every single description, talk to every single NPC, and then usually having to go watch a video online to figure out what it all means. In regular Soulsborne games, it's much more corridor based. So when you head in one direction, you will eventually get to a boss by just going in that direction. So you don't necessarily need to know what is happening because you will eventually get to the end. In this game, on the other hand, and I'm speaking from firsthand experience, you can wander around for 4.5 hours and do nothing because there is nothing telling you what to do. And although it's nice to explore, if you don't know what's happening, it's really hard to continue to stay motivated to move forward. And having a renowned author write the story to this is kind of a waste when they don't tell you the story. Do you know what I mean? So that is like the objective weakness that FromSoft has, is they have such great mechanics, such a great world, but they are terrible at telling a story in a way that is at least digestible for the main plot. And so when you're talking about an open world game, it held my hand to go fight in Stormvale, and then it just said, go find another guy to fight. And then it's like, okay, how, where, why, what's going on? So I already don't like open world games, and now one that doesn't tell me at all what I'm supposed to be doing or give you any sign that you're doing the right thing, it's a weakness. Now, if you like open world games, that doesn't really matter because the exploration is the fun for you. But for somebody like me who doesn't like the exploration for no reason, I need something to guide me, and nothing guides you in this game. Yeah, and even if they didn't, because I understand why they do what they do, because part of it is the surprise of like walking into an area and it's a boss fight and you didn't know it was a boss fight. I get that, but even if they had something like the way Breath of the Wild works, Breath of the Wild is another game that I'm not a huge fan of. I get it. I played through all of it. I explored a whole bunch of it, but it's not a game I ever want to go back and play. There's no drive for me to go back. But the huge thing that Breath of the Wild had that this could have benefited from is having something to kind of tie the story together as you're moving forward. So like in Breath of the Wild, I don't remember all the details, but in Breath of the Wild, you wake up from that cave, you walk outside, there's that guy at the bonfire who's telling you, hey, you need to do this thing, head to that castle. You go to the castle, you find out, hey, he's actually a ghost. Zelda's in trouble. So now you have to go and find your way to Zelda, but he says, stop at Kakariko Village. You stop there, the old lady goes, I knew you 100 years ago. You should go to this area. And so each person guides you to the next spot you're supposed to go to. And so even if there were no waypoint markers or any kind of like clear pointer saying, hey, this is where you should go, there was always the story to kind of be like, hey, this is where you should go. And then you could just do whatever you want. And then once you get to the next area, the next person takes over and just points you to the right next direction. This doesn't have that. It did at the very beginning, but now it doesn't. And so that's where it turns into, I could just end up wandering around for 4.5 hours and not realize that I've done nothing. Or I could fight, like I fought the big guy that's on the tiny horse. And to me, it just looked like a stupid boss. Design-wise, a stupid boss. And I thought it like took away from the whole game because I was like, it looks so stupid. This giant guy on a tiny horse, he's got little legs. He just looks ridiculous. He doesn't look scary at all. Then somebody had to explain why he was so important and what that all meant and how like deep the significance of the tiny horse is. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, why didn't they make that clearer? Because that's such a cool thing to know. Instead, I just think he's a stupid boss. And even now, I can't shake the feeling that he's just a stupid boss. But it's because they didn't tell us. So like that's what's missing. And that takes away from being able to like just dive in and go, because graphically it's beautiful. Mechanics are phenomenal. The world is so big and intricate, and it just feels like so full compared to other Soulsborne games. But I'm not driven to go forward. And with like Dark Souls 2, I've beaten it 15 or 16 times, and I didn't learn what the story was until about the 13th time that I beat it. And I only learned it because I decided enough was enough. I needed to go watch a video on it. And I watched like 5 hours of videos on what Dark Souls is, and I still couldn't tell you the whole story because I still don't get it. So it's not just Elden Ring that sucks at the storytelling, it's all the Soulsborne games, because FromSoft sucks at telling a story. They have great stories, they just don't know how to tell them. It's almost like you can write a really funny joke, but if you don't know how to deliver the joke, it won't be funny, even if it's hilarious. But you can write a mediocre joke, and if somebody that's really funny tells it, they can make it hilarious. It's kind of the same here. They write these great stories, they don't know how to tell the story. And so then these stories just get lost. And so in an open world game, it's much more of a detriment because it's easier to get confused and lost. Whereas in the regular games, even if you don't know what's happening, you're just kind of heading out and you're going to find the thing you need to find. Here, there is no guarantee you will find what you need to find. And so you need something to kind of drive you into a certain area, and this game just doesn't do it. Yes, Squanch, which is literally what I said. When I said, all Soulsborne games do that. It's not just an Elden Ring issue. It's a FromSoft issue that they suck at telling stories. That's kind of like saying, I don't like pizza with pepperonis. And then you say, yeah, but pepperonis make pizza good. You just need to like pepperonis. I don't like pepperonis. Pepperoni pizza will never be good. FromSoft sucks at telling stories. Having to read all the lore on everything and read every single description and talk to every single character and then watch videos afterwards to figure out what it means is objectively bad storytelling. Because I can tell you what happens in Breath of the Wild, and I didn't read a single thing or watch a single video about it. I can tell you what happens in Metal Gear Solid. That's a convoluted mess. But I've never watched a lore video on Metal Gear. Now, if I go watch a Metal Gear lore video, it's to find out the deeper layers of stuff that I didn't know was going on in like secondary meanings, or like this is connected to that game and you didn't know that unless you like knew all the lore. I don't want to know how Ganon is the bad guy and only know that by reading every single item description and then having to watch a 2-hour video from some other guy who's figured it out. Now, I could watch a 2-hour video to figure out like Ganon's history and what happened to Ganon and why he became this way and how the lords worked or the spirits or whatever worked. Sure. But you kind of need to know Ganon's the bad guy. There are 3 pieces to the Triforce. If he gets all 3, he's going to destroy the world. Elden Ring doesn't tell you any of that unless you read everything. So that's my point. Yeah, and I agree. They do that so you can interpret it, so you can have your own idea, your own opinions and everything. Again, I've been playing Soulsborne games for 8 years on stream. But that is a weakness in an open world game. Because they don't even give you the pieces to leave the holes. All of it is just a hole. So that's the problem, is to get the pieces, you still have to read everything, talk to everybody, and pick as much up as you can so you can understand pieces. And then the stuff that's left behind is the stuff that you have to fill in on yourself. But they don't even give you like the basis of what the story is outside of like the opening credits. There needs to be a bit more to drive you forward. Like right now, I'm here. I found that dead body by the gate thing, and then it was like, he's got a meeting. Who is he? What's the meeting about? Who's he having the meeting with? Why is the thing over by that dragon? Why are they having a meeting about this gate? What is in this gate? What are those guys with the giant heads? What is that wolf? None of it has been told to me. If I want to know, I'm sure it's there. I can read a bunch of stuff. But there's nothing there telling me it. Even just the basis of it. To say like, oh, this is a school. And this happened at the school. None of that is there. So like, that is what the weakness is that there is no driving force to make it easy for people who don't want to spend every single hour playing this game. Because believe it or not, some of us only have an hour or 2 to play. I don't want to spend an hour or 2 just reading and collecting. I want to just enjoy the game. The DLC does see. Now that's a bit of a different story. That's a bit of a different story, which is it's good that they did that. And I heard that the DLC is amazing. And it's too bad. This is why I say like it's objectively a bad thing, because I have zero interest in buying the DLC. And I have zero interest because I already barely enjoy the game. I'm not going to spend more money on a game that I'm not really enjoying. And then in turn, I will never know the story because I didn't play whatever's in the DLC to tell you the story. But the reason is because they sucked at telling the story in the first place. And and I'm sure I'm not the only person that's been through that. And so like that's really too bad, because again, their stories are phenomenal. They tell really good stories. Like when I learned what happened in Dark Souls 1 and in Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 2, I was shocked at how much was going on that I had no idea about. Give me this thing. It's only been 3 years. Attempting to use the dashboard on your page for sound alerts, broadcaster sound alerts, sources off. Oh, well, that I don't have activated. I have sound alerts through like subscriptions and like using Streamlabs tips thing. The one that's actually the thing on Twitch, I don't have that enabled right now. Yeah, I mean, eventually maybe I'll get the DLC. Like if my mind changes about this and I end up really enjoying it by the end, now that I'm kind of pushing myself through it instead of just listening to what people are telling me, maybe I'll get the DLC. Right now, I'm not making any money doing this, so I can't afford the DLC anyway. But maybe I'll eventually buy the DLC. You know, again, it's a shame because I think the game is beautiful. I love the mechanics on it. It has just enough speed to make it feel responsive and quick, but it still feels slow and heavy like the other Soulsborne games do. I do like having an open world to explore. I wish it had more to make me want to explore. So maybe one day I'll play, but right now, not really. But yeah, it's too bad. I haven't looked into the story of this because I still want to try to beat it eventually and then go back and watch the story. But for me, it's just one of those things. I'm like, I don't want to have to watch the story to even know what happened. Okay, do I actually want to go to that thing yet? I don't know. Maybe. But yes, Velko, I don't know if you're still there, but the reason that I have those alerts turned off is because I stopped streaming like consistently for a long time. I just got back to streaming consistently last week, and I'm slowly working away at like rebuilding everything on the stream. My plan was to do it over this last week, but I got hired to go do some filming, and I was busy doing that. And then this week, like today, I have the stream. I have to work on my Minecraft video. Tomorrow, I have another stream. I have to start editing the Minecraft video. Wednesday, I'm gonna spend the whole day editing Minecraft, and then hey, I can't even see it because the writing's so small on my screen. Thulu, thank you, Thulu. And then on Thursday I have a stream. Friday I have a stream and an audition. Saturday I have what's on Saturday? Saturday I have to go out and film. Sunday I have to go out and film. Monday I have a callback for the audition. So like very, very, very packed. I haven't been able to like sit down and just like work on stream stuff. So I will get those things turned on. Probably won't be for a little bit though. Yes, that is who I watch, actually, King. King of Comedy, that's exactly who I watch, because I like the way that Vadi explains things, and like the way that Vadi... I like really, really long videos, so I want to watch them all together, which I don't know about this one, but I'm pretty sure Vadi has done like compilation videos where it's just one long video telling you stuff. But I also like how Vadi dedicates like a whole video to just one thing. So it's like, oh, here's one character, and here's everything about them. Here's one piece of armor. Here's everything about that. Like if it's a really important thing to the story or whatever. I like how Vadi does that. So that's who I usually watch is Vadi. That's the only reason I know anything about what happened in the Dark Souls stories. You have to go to the gym soon. I don't even know what Challengers is. But thank you, Thulu. I appreciate that. But yeah, so My aim is to see if I can change my mind about this game. At this point, I'm nowhere near as frustrated as I was the first time I was playing this area. By the time I got to this area, I was already not having a good time. And the more I played, the less I liked it. By the end, I was hating the game. Like, I was just not even enjoying the gameplay. So I'm hoping that the new playthrough that I'm doing now will help me get to the end. Even if by the end I'm not enjoying it. But if I can make it to the end and not enjoy it, then that would be a win. And that way I can go back and watch the story, because I'm curious as to what happened, especially having the author that they have. He's not some nobody. He's not a person who's never written anything except for like a single good video game. I want to see what happened. I want to see what the story is. Oh, you're way stronger than me. You're way stronger than me. No, oh, we're good. We're good. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. No, Wesley, I don't like this game. Mason, right now it's much more enjoyable than it was. Much more enjoyable than it was the first time I played. Then you get to NG +7. It has Dennis. You missed it, Wesley. I gave a whole explanation as to why I don't like it. And so far everybody but one person agreed with what I was saying. They didn't agree as in like they think the same thing, but they agree that the points I make were valid points as to why not liking the game. Whoa. Turtle Pope. No, I actually have been playing Soulsborne games since the beginning of my streaming career. I've been playing Soulsborne games for 8 years now. On stream, I mean. I've been playing them before that, but I've been playing them on stream, except for the last 2 years, every single week. TLDR, FromSoft sucks at telling stories, and an open world game needs a bit of like a waypoint storyteller, and FromSoft just sucks at it. And so this game suffers because of that.
You're tarnished, aren't you?
You're a pope, aren't you?
To the Church of Vows. I am Miriel, steward of this sacred chamber. My apologies for the unseemly state of affairs.
Don't kill the turtle. No, I won't kill the turtle.
The origin of this place, how it came to be known as the Church of Vows.
I don't know how it came. I've never actually played Dragon's Dogma 2. I played Dragon's Dogma 1, probably for about 15 hours. Didn't get very far in it. I enjoyed the first one. I don't know if the second one's better or worse than the first one. When you found out you couldn't roll and dodge. It's a different style of game. It's not a Soulsborne game. It's not meant to be.
You are tarnished, aren't you? I welcome you to the Church of Vows. I am Miriel, steward of this sacred chamber. My apologies.
Oh no, Ty, what happened?
Unseemly state of affairs. Do you know the origin of this place? How it came to be known as the Church of Vows? Well, that is a shame. But who can blame you? The shattering has caused us, all of us, to lose sight of something very dear. It is here, at the Church of Vows, that the great houses of the Earth Tree and the Moon were joined by the matrimonial bond between red-haired Radagon and Renala of the Full Moon. And so our church holds
I was so flustered.
the monuments of both houses, the Earth Tree of the capital and the Academy of Rea Lucaria.
I didn't listen to what he said, dang it.
Was there something you needed?
Wait, tell me that again.
To show yourself around. I would serve as your guide, only my legs aren't what they used to be. If you find anything of use, you are free to take it with you. Unless, perhaps, you are in search of instruction, in which case I will share all that I know.
Oh my gosh, Ty. That is infuriating. That is infuriating for sure. It was my whole complaint. And the problem was I was reading chat, so I didn't listen to what he said. But now that you said it's lore, I'm definitely going to go back and listen, because that's going to hurt me in the long run. Hold on. I'm going to listen to this. Oh no, Ty, what happened? Shush me. Give me a sec, everybody. Well, that's a shame, but who can blame you? The shattering has caused us, all of us, to lose sight of something very dear. It is here at the Church of Vows that the great houses of the Erd Tree and the Moon were joined. By the matrimonial bond between red-haired Red Dragon and Renala of the Full Moon. Or Radagon, sorry. And so our church holds the view of the monuments of both houses. And the Erd Tree of the capital and the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Okay. So they both got married. With the royal family. Are you serious, man? So, like, are you now at risk or in trouble? Talk to him again, he'll tell me more? Okay. Bing bong.
Is there something else?
Thank you for the game controller. I appreciate that earlier. Absalom and Wesley, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that.
You wish to know more of Lord Radagon. Lord Radagon was a great champion.
Okay, good.
Of flowing red locks. He came to these lands at the head of a great golden host. When he met Lady Renala in battle, he soon repented his territorial aggressions there, and became husband to the Carian queen. However, when Godfrey, first Elden Lord, was hounded from the lands between, Radagon left Renala to return to the Erd Tree capital, becoming Queen Marika's second husband and king consort, taking the title of Second Elden Lord. The mystery endures to this day as to why Lord Radagon would cast Lady Renala aside, and moreover, why a mere champion would be chosen for the seat of Elden Lord.
Okay.
You wish to know more of Lady Renala? She is queen, head of the Carian royal family, and governor of the Academy of Raya Lucaria, the great and beautiful full moon witch. Sadly, her heart was broken when Lord Radagon left her, and then, when the Academy rebelled against the royals, she was locked away in the Grand Library.
Lord Sunbro, it's not rage bait. It's my genuine opinion, and it's, again, TLDR, FromSoft sucks at telling stories, even though they have good stories. And because of that, open world games suffer. So that makes this game hard to enjoy because there's no guidance. You kind of need something to push you forward story-wise. And FromSoft's story is all hidden. And so unless you're willing to read absolutely everything, you're literally just wandering around.
In the end, Lady Renala was left alone, cradling the amber egg Lord Radagon bequeathed her. Now she devotes herself to it through forbidden rite, the grim art of reincarnation. You would do well to remember, severing a vow, strongest of bonds, has consequences ever more dire.
Well, I've been playing Soulsborne games for 8 years on the stream. So it's not like I'm new to this and it's just not my cup of tea. It's absolutely my cup of tea. But it's objectively a bad way to do an open world game when there's nothing for you to tell. And your point of like having to read everything to figure it out, it's kind of like a religion, put it all together yourself. That's I said this earlier. It's kind of like the argument of me saying, I don't like pepperoni pizza. And then you say, why don't you like it? And I say, because I don't like pepperoni. And then your response is, but pepperoni pizza is pepperoni and pepperoni's good. No, but that's why I don't like pepperoni pizza, because the pepperoni is no good. And so it's kind of the same here. It's like the point is they suck at telling stories. And a good story objectively doesn't need you to go and like a good storyteller doesn't need you to go and do a bunch of research on your own and a bunch of reading and picking everything up for you to understand the story. The picking up of all the extra stuff and talking to everybody over and over again and hearing every piece of dialogue, that should be functioning as the deeper layer to the story, not as the story period. So I said this before. It's kind of like playing Breath of the Wild. Not my favorite Zelda game, but playing Breath of the Wild, you can get through the whole game without reading a single description or talking to anybody extra and know what the story is. But if you want to go and watch videos, if you want to read everything that you find, if you want to explore and like talk to everybody, then you'll find out all the deeper layers of like the relationship between Link and like whatever her name was that lived in the first town, the old lady. If you want to know what happened with the guy that looks like Falco and you know his romance, you can find all that stuff out. But that's all extra. You don't need to do all that work just to find out Link needs to defeat Ganon because Zelda's been taking care of him for 100 years. You know that. This game doesn't even do that part. So having to research everything just to know the bare essential of what's happening is not good storytelling. And when you're dealing with an open world, it's hard to stay invested when they haven't even bothered telling you what's happening outside of like the opening credits and a couple of things you hear at the beginning. Like right now, had I not come back because somebody said, hey, he's telling you lore, I wouldn't have learned any of what he just said. And so to even just tell you the basics, I shouldn't have to talk to this guy multiple times just to know the basics of what's happening. And so then it's easy to lose track of what's happening, and then you just lose interest in the game. And the story is good, and the lore is awesome, and they've spent a lot of time making everything combine and like make a giant world, but then they don't bother telling you it. That's what the problem is. Exactly. Why are we even beefing? I guess I hate this guy. Oh, okay, time to confront the other manager on why she's hiding this info. Oh, dude, good luck. I'm not good at that stuff. Good luck. And the cutscenes get even fewer the further you go. Are we talking Breath of the Wild here, Eve? Right, I guess I'm actually the bad guy. Yeah, and that's because you enjoy open world games, so you're able to push through that. I don't like open world games because games like Skyrim, which have been around for forever and are basically on everything. Everybody loves those games. But with Skyrim, there are waypoints that point you to where you're supposed to go, but it's very easy to kind of get confused which one is the main story and which one is a side story because, you know, you're walking with somebody, they introduce you to a person, and that person is like, I don't know, a king. I don't know the story anymore. It's been forever. But he's a king. You're talking to the king, and the king goes, you should help my servant. So then you go and help the servant. 15 hours later, after you've done everything with the servant, you find out that was just a side quest. The king still needed to talk to you to continue forward. So I don't like that about open world games in general. And that's completely an opinion thing. That is not objectively that's bad about open world. I just don't like that. I like to be able to very clearly know where I'm supposed to go. So people who can enjoy just exploration can definitely enjoy the game. But that's not everybody. And that doesn't take away from the fact that they just suck at telling stories, which is a detriment to the game. It's kind of like how these games are intentionally very, very hard, and it's very much a skill-based game because it doesn't matter how high level you are. If you cannot play the mechanics, you are going to die. If you don't like that, you will never like this game, whether it's perfect at storytelling and the story is the most amazing story ever made. Those core mechanics will never be interesting to somebody who just doesn't like that. So I just don't like open world games. So for me, now this is my opinion, this isn't an objective fact. For me, for a game to earn Game of the Year, it should have the ability to not rely on one single thing to make it interesting to people. Your hard boss game itch cure. Yeah. See, and I've played Soulsborne games for forever for that exact reason. I like the challenge. I like that feeling of like frustration and anger, and then you win and it's the best thing in the world. But in all the other Soulsborne games, I've said this before, like Dark Souls 2 is the one that I can say the most because it's the one I played the most. It's made in like a spoken wheel setup, right? Like you're in the middle core, the Majula or whatever that area is called, and you can go out little corridors and then they lead you to the area you're supposed to go, eventually fighting a boss. Every single one that you go down will eventually lead you to the boss. And so you can't really go the wrong way unless you've repeated an area by accident. And you will always find the final boss in that area, whether you know why you're there or what you're doing. This game doesn't have that benefit because it is an open world. So speaking from what happened to me on stream, I did 2, maybe 3 full streams, 4-hour-long streams, where nothing happened because I just wandered around in a field the whole time. And it was because every time I would head in a certain direction, I would eventually reach an area that either I couldn't cross or I couldn't figure out how to get to that area. And I would slowly drift until eventually I ended up back where I started. And so there's nothing guiding me to be like, hey, you need to find a way to get to this spot. All you get is this map with little wispies. Where is it? Oh, here. With little wispies. But this doesn't tell me what I'm doing. It doesn't tell me where I'm supposed to genuinely head. Like, look at here. There's nothing. And so that then leads to me just wandering around for hours. So that's where the drawback is. And with Soulsborne games outside of this one, it wasn't as noticeable, not because it wasn't an issue, but because the games were so confined as to where you could go that it benefited the player enough that the weakness didn't really matter. Whereas here, the weakness is a lot more noticeable. So if you're not into just exploring an open world, you're not going to have a good time with this game. Yeah, Malik, and that's my issue is I get lost a whole lot in this game. And that's why I'm giving it a second shot. This is the other thing is I'm genuinely giving it another shot. I'm not like hate playing this game either. And my approach this time around has been to not allow people to tell me where to go, and if they do, not listen to where they're telling me to go. Because the last time I played, what ended up happening is people would be like, oh, you're in this spot, you need to go here on the map. And so I would just go there on the map, and then I get stuck, and they'd be like, no, you need to go somewhere else to get a better weapon, so go to this area instead. So I'd go there, I'd do the whole temple or cave or whatever, I'd fight the boss, I'd get the weapon, but I never knew why I was in that area or what was going on or who the boss was. And I didn't know how I would have naturally ended up there. So then by the end, I explored a huge chunk of the map and had no idea what any of the stuff was because I hadn't organically looked at it myself. So now I'm trying to play it without asking people where to go, or if someone says you need better weapons, I'm trying not to let them guide me to the better weapons. Whoa. Who is that? Who's coming after me? Which will hopefully allow me to feel a bit more connected to the world rather than just blindly going from waypoint to waypoint that people told me to go to. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if my mind changes. So far, it's been okay. By this point, the last time I played it, I was already not enjoying the game at all. I wasn't hating it yet, but I was not enjoying it. Right now, my mood for the game is more, it's tentatively at the point where I'm going to start getting lost and not enjoying what's happening. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to kind of push through that and find another area again. Horizon Forbidden West are better Elden Ring. I think I haven't played Ragnarok or Stray, but I played the original God of War that was the re-release or whatever. I think it's not that they're better games. They are more, what's the word I'm looking for? They're more welcoming to people who don't really enjoy very specific aspects. Like, a big part of FromSoft games is the difficulty, because you're gonna get your butt kicked no matter what, unless you're one of these people who play these games religiously every single day and like has amazing parry skills and dodging skills and all that. You're gonna get your butt kicked. If you cannot appreciate that part of the struggle, this game is not going to be very welcoming to you. So there's going to be a lot missed out on. And then God of War, although it can be difficult and Horizon can be difficult, it's a lot more welcoming to people who don't necessarily know what they're getting into. These games are not. These games, you have to kind of expect what you're going to get into, or else you're not going to like it. And as a person who's played a lot of FromSoft games, I didn't even enjoy this game going into it because I wasn't prepared for what this was going to be like. So I wouldn't say so much that they're better games. They're just more accessible. That's the word I was looking for. They're more accessible games. Yeah, Christian, and that's where I am right now. I don't really know what the plot is. I know a few details of the plot, but not fully. Okay, I don't even know what this area is. Well, exactly. It's not for everybody. It's 100% not for everybody. And it's 100%. Everything about the game itself is great. Like the mechanics, although they are very, very, very difficult, 75% of the time you can only blame yourself for a failure. G-Man, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. 75-80% of the time you can only blame yourself for the failure. Sometimes the game will glitch because it's a video game. They're going to glitch and you're going to have mistakes or whatever. But most of the time you can only blame your own ability or inability for whatever happens. The graphics for an open world game that performs the way this performs, this is an extraordinary looking game. Look at anything from Bethesda. They have giant open world too, and they all look like crap. Like the current generation games still look like PS3 games in some aspects. So graphically, it's beautiful. Whatever is in the story, which I haven't really looked into this one too much, but it's a really solid story with a lot of intricate details and a lot of interwoven things happening all at once. The game itself is great. It's just not made for everybody. Just the main weakness is a FromSoft weakness in general. They are too devoted to hiding what the story is. And in an open world game, I think that's just a detriment. Deathloop doesn't look that bad. I haven't actually played Deathloop. I've heard it's okay. Armored Core Super Hard. I don't know. I've never even played that game. I don't know, ETHmaker. I don't have money right now. I lost one of my jobs, and so right now all the money I'm making is from one job, which is only enough for like rent and my car. And anything I make on here is going to go to the rest of my bills. So right now I won't be buying anything for a long time. Unless somebody else buys it for me or suddenly the stream picks up and I start making lots of money. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is like objectively it's a bad way to tell a story. It's not a good approach to storytelling. I've said it multiple times. If you want to know the deeper details, absolutely hide them all. Make you read it so you can be like, oh, I didn't know that's also what's going on behind the scenes. But at least tell me who I'm fighting, why I'm fighting them, and what the whole battle is in this world. Like, just tell me that. And so, yeah, they can kind of get away with it. The mechanics are so good that people kind of turn a blind eye. And for me personally, I could until now. Now, thankfully, from my experience so far, the majority of the Soulsborne community can take a step back and go, yeah, no, I agree. You're right. These things are an issue. Now, do I find them an issue? No, but I can agree why they're an issue. Unlike when I've pointed out issues with like Nintendo or with Xbox or PlayStation. There are people that will legitimately make up excuses as to why it's okay when developers do something like Bethesda. They objectively make bad video games. Like their NPCs are all stiff. Graphics are horrible. They're broken beyond belief. They always have glitches, and the community has to fix them. And the community goes, well, it's just the Bethesda quirk. No, it's bad dev. Like bad dev work. It's not objectively a quirk of theirs. It's bad work. They're more busy trying to make a big world rather than making a good world. But the fans will make every excuse as to why it's okay that they just give them garbage. I would rather play a 20-hour game that's made rock solid than a 400-hour game that sucks because it's repetitive NPC work with stiff PS3-looking NPCs. And the Soulsborne family tends to be much more willing to say, okay, I get what you mean. I'm gonna die. I've never been to this area. That was wild. That was crazy. Exactly. They release the game brand new and it's broken. They do an update which doesn't fix anything. The community has to fix it all. Then they punish the community for making the game better by trying to like make people pay for these fixes that they're too lazy to make. And then when they get called out on it, what happened with the one of the CEOs or one of the management dudes for Starfield? He came out and said it's the community's fault. They have too high of a standard. They expect perfection. No, I expect my $100 game to actually work. I don't expect a 400-hour game. I expect a $100 game to be a good experience, not a repetitive copy and paste after the first 5 hours. Like, they're not willing to say, yeah, we screwed up. We screwed up big time. Was for mods, yeah. And again, that's a sign of a bad dev if the mods are what makes the game more interesting and fun. Like, that's really too bad. Like the VR experience on it. To get a good VR experience, you have to pack a whole bunch of mods onto the game for it to be okay. There's no excuse for a gigantic company like Bethesda not to be able to do something a little bit better. Yeah, like I put in about 25 hours into Starfield, I want to say. About 25 hours into Starfield. And I enjoyed the first good chunk. And then you get to the repetitive part of go to this planet, go into that weird building, float around towards the shiny thing, you got a new power. Go to the next planet, go into the weird building, follow the shiny things, now you got a new power. Oh, in between you got to go and defend the artifacts that you've gotten. Like, it was just that same repetitive loop over and over and over again to continue just the main story. And it was just, I would have preferred a lot less side missions and all this other stuff that you don't necessarily have to do to have a bit more variety in what the main story plot was. And then graphically, some of it looked beautiful. Like, I love the high-res textures that they used. I love some of the design of the stuff that they used. But then sometimes you get NPCs that look like they belong on PS3. And they all have that stiff movement. It's PS5, Xbox Series generation, but we still act like we're PS1 movement. Like, how come that's happening? I don't understand. Did the CEO get replaced? For Bethesda, no. And then how do they get replaced? They have to get ousted by the company. Like by voters of the board or whatever, have to oust them. It's almost impossible to get rid of CEOs. I mean, Randy Pitchford, I think is his name, the guy from Gearbox, who allegedly essayed multiple people and has like said some nasty things to a lot of people, rips people off, blatantly lies, all allegedly about his games. He's still in charge. Nobody is going to remove him. The head of Activision Blizzard, another person who has done some abhorrent things, allegedly. And no chance of him ever leaving his job. Now, he is going to step back because now Microsoft's taken over, but he's still in as a consultant. So what that basically means is he gets paid for nothing. Do I have one of these? No, I don't. Monkey Johnson. There's a website. I don't know if you've heard of this. I don't know. Since you asked so nicely about me just chatting, I don't know if you've heard, but there's this website. It's really obscure. It's really hard to find. It's called YouTube. And so if you haven't heard of it, there's got like a search bar at the top where you can like type in what you're looking for. And if you're looking for just gameplay, you can totally go there and type it, and you'll find plenty of videos where there's no streamer, where there's nobody talking, nobody having a conversation. Because that's that kind of platform. And this, I know you're probably new to all this. This is called a live stream, where the stream involves a person playing the game. And that's what makes this different from watching a video of gameplay. So I know, really hard to figure out. But you can go there if you want. What is YouTube's? I don't know. It's this new website that apparently Monkey Johnson... I didn't say I was playing the game. I literally changed. Smooth brains have a really hard time. This moron came in complaining that I was busy talking on a live stream as a streamer, where what my channel does is me chatting and we're having a whole conversation. And so I changed the scene. That's why you're only seeing me now. And they're still complaining because their smooth brain can't figure out the fact that I'm telling them, fuck you, I'm going to play when I feel like playing. And if you want to watch, go put a video on. I know it's hard to figure out, but you can go do that. But here, I'll make it even easier. Now you're muted. And now you're blocked. There, now he doesn't have to watch me and listen to me talk. Are we talking about the person that you went to go talk to, Ty, about stepping back? It's not my first time playing. I have played it. This is my first time in this area. I have played this game when it first released, but I didn't enjoy it. I'm giving it another try now to see if I enjoy it. I'm playing it more on my own rather than having people help me, because that was a big issue that I struggled with last time is I never knew why I was doing what I was doing. But I didn't get very far into the game. There was a lot of wandering around to fight optional bosses for like gear or for whatever reason people wanted me to. So I never really knew what was going on. So yes, I've played it. No, I have no idea what any of it meant because I wasn't really invested in what I was doing. So it's almost like it's a brand new playthrough for me, if that makes any sense. Nope. Just run. Just run. I don't know what's in here. I'm just looking for stuff. Of course it's a dead end. Oh, crap. That's a hole. That's a hole. I should probably heal. Oh, God. I wasn't paying attention, Heath. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, now that I made it through that area, can I just look at chat real quick? Yes, I've played FromSoft games for about 8 years. I've played them weekly on the channel. I'm a big FromSoft fan. I've been repeating it all stream, and I'm sorry for everybody who's heard me say it 5 million times. TLDR, FromSoft sucks at telling a story. They have got great stories. They don't know how to tell them. In an open world game, that serves as a detriment because there is no reason to continue forward because they don't tell you why to continue forward. Since they rely on you to read everything just to know what the basic outline is of what's happening. So it's a FromSoft issue. It's not an Elden Ring issue. It's just that Elden Ring suffers most from it because you can't just go straight and eventually find where you're supposed to go. No, not hand-holding. I like to know what the story is. Being told, I keep using Breath of the Wild because it's the closest. Being told Link's been asleep for 100 years while Zelda's been holding Ganon at bay. Go to this town and talk to this person so you can know more about the story is not hand-holding. It's storytelling. That's all it is. That's all it is. Oh yeah, I gotta level up. I haven't done that. The other ones were not open world, ETH. They were kind of a hybrid of open world and not. They all allowed you to kind of go in whatever direction you wanted to, but based on the level, you wouldn't really be able to go in certain areas. And once you started in a certain area, you could go all the way to the end and find the final boss. So in that aspect, they weren't open world because you could only go in one direction once you started. But you could pick what area you wanted to do. So you could literally start in one of the hardest areas right away if you were good enough and you'd be fine. Whereas proper open world like this is literally you can just head in any direction, and going in that direction doesn't guarantee you're going to find something. See, I never played Tears of the Kingdom because I didn't like Breath of the Wild enough to want to buy Tears of the Kingdom. I borrowed Tears of the Kingdom from somebody and I played it for a little bit and I couldn't fully devote to it. But that 100% is an opinion thing. That is not because Tears of the Kingdom is a bad game or there's something wrong with it that they could have worked on. It's just not my cup of tea. Yeah, I love Zelda games. I'm a big fan of the older Zelda stuff. I beat Tears of the Kingdom, or Breath of the Wild. I beat Breath of the Wild, and I did explore quite a bit because the way that they made the map look made it worthwhile going to see what was in a certain area. It also helped that it was a brand new console, so I was really excited to just play the new console. But it doesn't give me a reason to want to go back. I've played the other Zelda games multiple times. I'm actually playing Zelda tomorrow. I'm playing Ocarina of Time tomorrow. But I just like that game because I like the story. I like the temples. I like how much more kind of the same thing here. In Breath of the Wild and in this, you can kind of just wander around and not really achieve anything all stream long. In Ocarina of Time, all the other older Zelda games, you're always progressing forward and you always feel like you've actually achieved something by the end. Here, you can wander around for hours and see a bunch of really cool stuff and not achieve anything. Yeah, so it's just not my cup of tea. But yeah, it's just a detriment to these stories because again, it's just bad storytelling when to find out what even happened in the game, you have to go watch a 2-hour video of somebody else telling you what happened, or you have to spend 50 hours picking up every piece of armor and reading all the descriptions. Yeah, and that's and that's why I was saying it's an opinion thing because I don't like an open world where I can just get lost. I like to know why I am going where I am going, or that I'm at least going in the right direction. That's death. I know it's death. How do I get there? Oh, it's got to be this dark thing. Yeah, and like if all they would have to do in this game to make it more accessible, but make it more cohesive, I guess would be the closest word I could think of, is the guy at the beginning when you first exit the cave or whatever at the very beginning of the game, the guy with the mask, when he says to you, you should head to the Castle Stormvale or whatever and defeat the guy that's there, and then you defeat him, and then you come back to him and he goes, oh, so you did it. Now you should head to the round table. And then you go to the round table. If they continued with that kind of story where like the guy at the round table goes, now you must defeat these 7 lords. And, you know, once you defeat all 7 of them, you'll be able to get this thing. And each one of them are located, one in the north, one in the south, or whatever. That gives you guidance. And then don't tell me anything else for the rest of it if you don't need to. But that would at least say, okay, now I know roughly where I'm supposed to be heading. Whereas right now, it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Because the person that I spoke to literally just said, and now find more of those things that the first guy gave you. That's it. It's like, okay, cool. How many are there? Where am I going? Why am I doing it? Yeah, if Melina would have said more, or Melina or whatever her name is, I don't know how to pronounce it. If she would have done that, perfect. You sit down at the bonfire or whatever it's called, and then she pops out. And she's like, so now you defeated this guy. I feel like you should head to this direction and speak to this person. And then they can tell you who the next guy is. And then whether you do it or not, it's up to you. You can explore the whole area while you're there. It's cool. But at least I know I need to speak to that one guy. So it would just benefit the game. It's not even... It's not even a case of like, it would change the game in any way. It would just benefit the game to be able to know what's happening. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Oh, these guys are strong. Whoa. Can I like... Help me, dudes. I don't have any strike weapons. I'm still using just my base stuff. Yeah, Assassin's Creed was another one that was kind of the same with like the overly convoluted story to the point of like, I don't know why I'm doing anything. I loved Assassin's Creed 1. I played a bit of Assassin's Creed 2, and then after that I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to play anymore. I've tried a bunch of them and I just can't get into them. Odyssey was the only one that I was kind of able to play a bit more of. I've upgraded it to like +3, I think. Hold on. +4. Whoa! What the hell is that thing? Can I hide? Can I hide? Am I a horror or thriller fan? Yes, I am. I just don't watch a lot of movies because I don't have any subscriptions to anything, and I never go to the movies because I can't stand when people are making a bunch of noise while I'm watching a movie. It's a cocoon. That's freaky, man. I haven't seen any of this area before, so I don't even know. I don't even remember how I got here. Okay. I feel like the deeper I go, the harder it's gonna get. But yeah, overall, I think my biggest frustration is just the fact that I actually really enjoy this game for the mechanics and for how interesting this world is. And it bothers me that I can't enjoy it more because I don't know what's happening. Ow. Oh, no. Oh, not these guys. No, stop it. I know you're from Dark Souls. Don't do it. Oh, God. No, no, we're going. Oh, it's death. Never mind. We shouldn't have gone. We shouldn't have gone. No, it's okay, Xantos. It's okay for now. Dang it. How long have I been live? An hour and 42 minutes? I think I can sit now. Please don't break anything. I just rearranged my whole desk setup, and I don't know if things are going to, like, fall over by me raising and dropping it. Ugh. Okay. There we go. But because I've been playing this more on my own without, like, having people explain things, without having people tell me, go here to get a better weapon or whatever, and even when they have, just not listening, I'm able to feel more invested in what's happening. So it's allowing me to push a little bit harder to go further. Because now it hasn't been me going to an area just because someone said so. Now it's me going to an area because I got there myself, which makes me not want to run away as easily as I did the first time. Hold on, Malik. I'll read your comment in just a second. I just want to get out of here. Those ants are so gross looking, man. Okay. Whew, safety. Just 3 months of this game. Yeah, I haven't been invaded yet. I don't really know how invasions work, so knock on wood that I won't have to deal with that too much, because I'm not, you've seen, I'm not a good fighter, so invasions are not a fun time for me. But yeah, I struggle. I struggle a lot. That was my biggest struggle with Dark Souls 3, was the level of invasions when that was new. And especially because these games on PC have a really big tendency to get hacked. And there's only so much that the devs can do to stop it. And like when I played with my brother, because I used to do these games in co-op with my brother a lot. And there was one time where it was one of the last times him and I played together because he started working and couldn't really play anymore. We got invaded by a guy, and there's supposed to be a cooldown timer between invasions. He invaded me, killed me, immediately invaded my brother, killed him. We were playing on my world. He invaded me right away again and killed me. We went back to my brother's world. He invaded my brother again, killed him. So I went back to my brother's world again thinking, now the cooldown timer can't get us if we're on his world. And we went back to his world. He immediately invaded us again. There's no way the exact same user is invading only both of us multiple times. And it was just very clear the dude was cheating, and it ruined the fun. So the invasion thing can be frustrating because cheaters like that, it's not even a fun thing anymore. Don't die, get good. I agree. That's the best advice, Ty. That's the best advice. And yes, the manager you talked to. Okay, well, I'm glad there's at least something being done, but that's still stupid, Ty. What was your question you wanted to ask? Unless you're a little bit flustered from everything that's happened and you don't want to anymore. Okay. What is this thing? At the Church of Vows. That was that statue I found, right? I think that was that statue. But yeah, PvP, I can't say it's boring to me because I'm not good at it, so it can't get boring because I'm but it's boring because I know I'm gonna die. So it's more of a let's just get it over with. Honestly, Ty, I think Twitch is having issues because my last few streams, my streams have been like freezing, a whole bunch of lag, a whole bunch of loading screens popping up for people. But I look on my side and everything is rock solid. There was one day where my bitrate was just up and down the whole time. Like I set it to about 7,000 for each one of the platforms, and I was sitting at like 1,000, and it just would not go up to 7 no matter what. So I have a feeling that maybe Twitch is causing the issue. And yeah, I'm doing the same thing. Everything's going through my OBS, and my YouTube and TikTok were fine. Twitch was a complete mess. So I have a feeling that something's going on with the servers at Twitch, but I haven't heard anything. So I don't think it's you. I think Twitch is causing issues. But if it was a bitrate issue, it would be something that you were having all the time. Like that it wouldn't just suddenly come out unless you were suddenly playing a much more intense game, then maybe. But if it's been fine and then all of a sudden it stopped working, then it's probably more of a server issue on Twitch's side. Yeah, Weewin said it to me too. It was Weewin that was pointing it out to me too. So either it's a Twitch issue here in Canada that is like being sent out and not working to people, or it's a Twitch issue in Europe, because Weewin said it to me too, and maybe European Twitch is having issues. But I don't think it's a you problem. Okay, so we've gone in a big circle. Yeah. Oh, I'm in like a totally different area. I don't know, man. I wouldn't. I would be willing to bet it's not on your side, because again, I've been having issues all week too. It's this, like the last 2 streams were the final ones that actually worked. But up until then, I was having a bunch of issues. Like I would go to my Twitch thing and it would just be like an error, can't load page or whatever. Like the whole thing, none of Twitch would load. Other times I would go into Twitch and it wouldn't show me as online. It just said I was offline, even though I was talking to people on Twitch. There have been times where like I'm on Twitch, I'm seeing myself live on Twitch and everybody's going, I can't see you, you're not there. So I don't know if it's a you side. If again, if it was a PC issue, it wouldn't just come out of nowhere unless you changed a bunch of stuff and then suddenly it happened. If it comes out of nowhere, it wouldn't be a PC issue. It would be something that's outside of you. So like, unless you like rearranged your room and the like one of the cables got messed up or whatever, or like you set up the stream differently and then that maybe caused some issues. But if it's the same stuff you've always been doing and then suddenly it happened, it's more than likely outside of you. Especially because it's still working on TikTok and YouTube. Or on TikTok. If it was a you issue, it wouldn't work on TikTok either. Okay, but how do I can't think of anywhere else I could go in this area, so... Because it seems like all the paths just lead to the same spots I've already been. Okay. If I go through this ant thing up... No, but that's where I fell off and died. Right? I think? I'm gonna go check it. Yeah, so I would like really, really highly consider it being a Twitch issue, something within their servers. And it's not unheard of. It happens a lot with Twitch. When I first started streaming on Twitch, because I was originally just YouTube, when I first started streaming on Twitch, it was very common for Twitch servers to just go down, and then they just wouldn't work. And then everybody would switch over to the reserve server, and then that might work for a day, but then that would go down too. Then everybody would go like, lower your bit rate, so you'd lower it, but that didn't do anything unless you lowered it to like 1,000 kilobits. But then it was like crap. And then eventually it kind of just stopped doing it. But it's not unheard of. Twitch has really crappy servers. Nothing really. You said it yourself. You haven't changed anything, so there's no reason for anything to change. Think of it this way. If you're driving at 100 kilometers an hour and then you reach an area where it's lowered to 60, you'll get a ticket, but not because you suddenly went faster. It's because you were doing what you were doing and the thing in front of you changed. So it's kind of the same. You're sending all the same information. It was working. If it suddenly stopped working, it's because they're not able to do whatever they have to do with it. So there really wouldn't be a fix unless there was like a major change on Twitch's side that would cause an issue. But 6,000 kilobits is not very much. Like I'm sitting at 7,500 on Twitch, 7,000 on YouTube, and 7,000 on TikTok right now. And it's fine. So I would suggest it's probably a Twitch side thing. Nope. Hold on, Malik. I'll read your message in just a second. Nope. Ah. Oh, I'm cornered. Get out of here. No, there's nothing in any of this. Okay. Give me a sec. I'll read your message in just a second. Just a sec. TikTok is overly sensitive. Don't pay attention to what TikTok says. TikTok constantly tells me I'm using high CPU usage, and I'm only streaming on TikTok with my CPU. The other two are using my GPU. And it says it to me all the time. And I'm using a 2 PC setup, so there is nothing on the CPU but TikTok. It may just notice some higher usage based on like whatever you're playing may just need more CPU power, and it's just noticing a dip and TikTok freaks out. If it was a CPU issue, you would notice other things. It wouldn't just freeze Twitch. It would freeze both, first of all. Second of all, it would also affect your gameplay. It wouldn't just affect the stream and nothing else. Actually, it would affect the gameplay before the stream. So again, I don't think it's a you problem, because the CPU usage is just saying that it's trying to encode with the CPU and it's noticing you're doing a bunch, so it's sitting at like 90% usage, which is fine. You could sit at 100% usage and it's fine. But once the CPU starts getting overloaded, you're going to notice things like your game freezing, your game crashing, OBS fully crashing. It will show you on OBS at the bottom on the bottom bar. You will see things like the drop frames, the kilobits, how long you've been streaming. The drop frames will just skyrocket up. It'll just all of a sudden be way up there constantly. You'll see the OBS playback freezing constantly on like the display window that you would watch your OBS stuff on. There would be a whole bunch of stuff happening. It wouldn't just mess with Twitch. It would be almost impossible for it to only mess with Twitch and nothing else. Yeah, I don't think there's anything you can really do. The best thing you could do is maybe lower the bit rate if you feel that like maybe that might help. Usually on Twitch, depending on how you're connected, I don't know if you've connected to like Restream or you've done directly to Twitch, but there's usually sometimes a setting that you can pick like automatic, but there's sometimes a setting you can do like the backup server. I don't remember how to do that, but you can try the backup server, see if that helps. The only other simple test you can do is try streaming only to one platform and see if you have any issues. You know, stream only to YouTube or stream only to Twitch and see if that helps. The only other thing I could suggest outside of only streaming to one or lowering the bitrate is, I don't know how you've set up the stream, but do you have Twitch encoding on the GPU and TikTok on the CPU, or are they both on one or both on the other? How do you have that set up? And thank you, Xantos. My experience playing... I only just started streaming on Twitch last week. Hopefully I don't go to... You will, Malik. You will. Even if it's not exactly what's happened to Ty and me. A stream is not a stream without tech issues. You're gonna have tech issues. I've been doing this for 8 years now. I work in my real life with video editing and filming and all that stuff. I was a sound engineer for 15 years. I understand how this stuff works. It's impossible to not get tech issues. I still had tech issues just last week. So don't be expecting no issues. Just don't give the issues too much concern, because you're going to have them and nobody's really going to care. It's not going to be a case of like, oh, you're having tech issues, you're a crappy streamer, I'm never going to watch you again. Everybody knows they're going to happen. And people don't really have an issue with watching you figure out your stream issues. So just don't put any weight on it, because it really doesn't matter. It's harder on you, because I still, after 8 years, I still stress out about, you know, oh my gosh, my stream's in trouble. Like, people are going to leave because nobody's going to watch because it looks bad and blah, blah, blah. 8 years later, I'm still dealing with that. And even with that, I know that it's only me that's stressing out. Most people don't really care. And if they do leave, they'll probably be back next time. Whoa! Oh, I tried to move. My squid died, didn't it? Or whatever it's called. My oh, this is a favorite fight of yours. This was pretty cool. I like this fight so far. I like this fight. It's the last grace, right? I think. Chadley, how's it going, man? How are you? Yes, but when you're maybe you're not aware that this happens. What are you watching on? You're watching on Twitch? Okay, real quick, Ty. On OBS, I know you're always like, don't do this, I don't want to distract from the stream, but I'm doing it because I want to. Display capture. Can you see my main display? No, you're seeing my vertical display. Of course, that's the one you're supposed to see. Never mind. On OBS, so here on OBS, right? When you go to settings, and then you go to the encoding stuff on the output, on here, you're going to see where it says NVIDIA NVENC, or it's going to say X264, I think is what it says. X264 is CPU, NVENC is your GPU. And so if both of them are on the same, the one chip is doing double the work. And the same thing on TikTok. On TikTok, if you go to the settings, the same thing. I don't know if I can actually access it because I don't really ever mess with this one because I don't like TikTok. If you go to the settings and then you go to system, no, live quality. Yeah, it's under live quality. Under live quality, you're going to see it here too. So now they have it different. They have a soft codec and a hard codec. Hard is the GPU, soft is the CPU. And so I've got mine set up so TikTok is using my CPU and OBS is using my GPU. So that way each one is doing its own encoding. You've got one of the newer GPUs. The GPUs that are newer have their own chip only for encoding and nothing else. So it gives you the ability to encode without affecting your gameplay. CPUs, most games don't rely as heavily on CPUs, so you can encode with CPU. But if you're doubly encoding, you're putting extra load on the CPU and you've got this whole chip on the GPU that's not being used for gameplay, and you're not encoding with it, so you might as well. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, so your GPU is your NVIDIA, and then the X264 or soft codec on TikTok is your CPU. And the CPU, the reason they exist is back in the day, the CPU encoder looked better when it was being encoded and sent out, but it was really hard on the computer. That's why they used to do 2 PC setups, because then you could use your CPU without affecting the gameplay. Then they started doing GPU encoding, but the GPU wasn't as good at encoding, so it would need a way higher bit rate. So like the CPU, you could get away with like 5,000 bit rate, and it would look crystal clear at 1080p. Then you would do GPU at 5,000, and it would look like trash. So you'd have to be at like 8 to 10,000 on GPU for it to look the same as like the 5,000 on CPU. Then NVIDIA realized, hey, streaming is a big deal. We're going to put in a chip that's going to encode not only for streaming, but for like video editing and all that kind of stuff. And they put that in, and then all of a sudden that chip almost looked exactly like the CPU looked. And it had almost no effect on the PC because it was its own chip that didn't get used while you were playing. So now you could put it at a high bit rate and your gameplay would have zero effect. So now, like in our cases where we're streaming to multiple platforms, I like to divide it up, because that way the CPU is not doing as much, but also the GPU isn't doing as much. So I can put them both at a fairly decent bit rate. They're both going to look pretty good on the way out, and it's going to have less of an impact on my PC. You're just a fan of the lightning attacks? Yeah, the lightning attacks are pretty awesome. The lightning attacks are pretty awesome. Where's my OBS? There. I am off center on camera for some reason. No, this way. Yeah, so X256 is CPU. That's how OBS will set it up automatically every time. If you haven't had problems until now, there is zero reason for it to just come out of nowhere. There is no reason that it would come out of nowhere and suddenly you are the problem. It doesn't make sense. How can I explain it? I don't even know how to explain it in another a way to kind of drive it home, but it can't suddenly just be a problem. If the setup was done and it was working and then it suddenly stopped working, it wouldn't do it unless you did something to it or there's something else causing the issue and it's not you. It's like what happens with my Stream Deck. My setup is my setup. If I push the mute button on my game sound, it always mutes my game. And the next time I push the mute button, if it suddenly mutes my microphone, I didn't do anything. It's Elgato's software that sucks. And then it's something outside of me that caused the issue. I wouldn't suddenly be like, I don't know how to use my Stream Deck because it did something it wasn't supposed to. It's kind of the same there. If your setup has always worked and suddenly it doesn't, the only two options are you change something or there's something going on their end. There is no in between that you didn't change anything, nothing's going on their end, but it's your fault. It's just not possible. I've always been a problem, but I'm like 99.9% sure if you didn't change a thing, it's not you. And your PC is too new for it to be the PC is dying. CPUs can take a lot of abuse for a really long time, and they will not give you a problem. It would have been giving you problems from the beginning if it was a faulty CPU. The settings wouldn't have worked from the beginning if it was on your end. But if they've worked, it's on Twitch's side or somewhere in the internet connection from you to them. Okay. How the heck did I get to where I was? That was the merchant. That's where I died. Okay. If I'm facing that way, that's not where I want to go. I want to go that way. I mean, one, pointing the finger at Twitch isn't going to do anything. It's not like Twitch is going to get mad at you or ban you or something. Two, just fixating on it must be something that you did wrong is putting a lot of extra stress on you, and it will lead to you changing things that then you will not be able to get back, and suddenly things won't work. which will then cascade to a bunch of other problems. I'm speaking from experience because it's happened to me many times. Sometimes it's just out of your control. And then there's nothing you can do but just go, okay, there's nothing I can do. And then if that happens, you just kind of keep streaming until eventually it gets fixed. Because this is going to happen to you from now until you stop streaming. Because this wasn't the first time my Twitch has been an issue. It hasn't been even a long time since the last time my Twitch had an issue, and it won't be the last time. There's just no way that it's not going to happen. Amazon doesn't put enough money into Twitch. There are way too many streamers out there. Problems just happen all the time. Yeah, which is absolutely fair. It's absolutely fair that you want to learn what everything means so that way you can make sure you're not going to do something that'll cause an issue. But as of right now, I would say it's not a you issue at all. And the bitrate thing that I just talked about, that isn't suddenly going to fix everything. That's very much, it'll just make the load on your PC a little bit easier in the long run. So when you try to play something a bit more intense, it'll just be a little bit easier to handle. Most people rely only on the GPU nowadays because the GPU chip has gotten so good. And you could probably get away with just the GPU if you're only streaming at like 6,000 kilobits for each platform. One GPU could handle that, because I used to, when I only streamed at one, I used to stream at like 15 kilobits. So your GPU should be able to handle both on it. I just do a split up because I'm doing three separate platforms, all at 1080p with 1080p cameras, a really high bit rate, microphone and everything. So like I'm trying to like output as much quality as I can so I don't lose as much of the stuff that I'm using. Yeah, 6,000 shouldn't be an issue. What's your bit rate out from your house in general? Like that you get from the ISP, not what OBS has told you or anything. Your upload speed. It's not always easy to find it because 30. Okay, no, actually 30 in Canada is not, sadly. 30 in Canada is actually decent because up until about a year ago, less than a year, maybe 8 months ago, up until about 8 months ago, I only had 10. And they didn't offer anything but 10 in my area. They just started offering 30 in my area because 30 is basically where Canada kind of sits for a lot of areas. Yeah, 30 is good. 30 is very good. Like I'm at 30. Like I said, I use 7.7 and 7.5. So I'm sitting at like 21 and a half because I want to give myself headroom in case anything happens and the bit rate kind of fluctuates or whatever. But you're fine. For 1080p on Twitch, 7 is usually enough. You don't really need much more than that. YouTube can benefit from more, but it doesn't need it either. And TikTok definitely doesn't benefit from it. TikTok does not stream at a high enough quality for it to need anything more than 6. So you're actually fine. You've got enough headroom. You should be fine. Maybe in your area. In here, they only offer 30. In my area, it's only 30 up. They offer 100. They offer a gig down, but 30 up only. Which I was happy to get 30. Mind you, I don't really need more than 30 to stream anyway. Unless I was streaming at 4K, more than 30 doesn't really matter. That's the thing, Chadley. Our internet providers here are an oligopoly or whatever they're called. There's only like 3 major companies that do internet here. And they have made it so that isn't really the case. The one company here knocked on my door about a year ago offering for me to switch with them. I refused because they caused me issues in the past. But they were offering 100 down, or they were offering a gig down and 10 up. And when I asked them, what the benefit is, they're like, oh, we're doing fiber now. But they're only offering 10 up. And they tried to convince me, they're like, but it's a gig down. I was like, yeah, but I need up. And then they tried to talk to me like I'm an idiot. They're like, well, what do you need up for? Down is the important one. It's like, no, I make content. I need up. I don't care about down. Because like 100 down is more than enough for me. I'm watching YouTube. I don't need more than 100 down. I need up to be faster. And they just did not understand. And then they talked to me like I'm an idiot because they're like, no, 10 is more than enough for anything. It's like, you have no idea what you're talking about. 10 is not enough for what I need. Bell is in my area. They're the ones that I'm talking about specifically. They're the ones specifically that have caused the issues that when I called them. So I'm with one company now, Kojiko. When I called to like change from the company I was with, because the company I was with only offered 10 up, the old company I was with. And when I looked up to see, because they had said fiber, I looked up to see what offers were here, and I called Bell because Bell only showed down. They wouldn't show the up speed. And so I was like, okay, what do I get for up speed? And they're like, oh, it's a gig down. And I was like, yes, but what's the up speed? They're like, oh, it's a gig down and 10 up. And I was like, all right, if I upgrade, can I get more up? They're like, yeah, you can get, they gave me another speed. They're like, that down, and you know, that'll be great. And I was like, no. Oh, it was 100 down that they were offering me first. Then they went up to a gig. And I was like, no, but what's the up speed? They're like, it's a gig down. I was like, I don't care about the download speed. I'm fine with the 100. I want to know if I can upgrade to get the up. And they were like adamant that they didn't even want to tell me how much they give me. In the end, they finally gave it, and they're like, no, we only offer 10. Yeah, in my region, that doesn't exist. Bell here is known for like the level of scam that they do here. The reason I won't work with them is when I signed with them, in the contract, in the sales pitch, and everything that I went with them, their deal was you get a 2-year contract locked in at that price. And so I was like, cool. 2 months in, they raised the price by $10. And I was like, okay, maybe it was like the first month is cheap or whatever. 2 months later, $10 more. A month after that, it was going to go up $25 more. So at this point, we're up $45 from when I signed up. So when I called them, they're like, oh, yeah, no, your price is locked, but the price was the discount we gave you is locked. The base price has gone up. And it's like, you can't say locked price when it's a locked discount. And they've been called out on it a few times by the Consumer Report here in our area because they do that a lot. A lot of people get scammed into with them because that's what they do. Yeah, they lock you in on the discount, not the prices. And they don't make it clear when you're there doing it. Now, this was about 10 years ago. But Bell here is very, very, they're very scammy. And the way they get away with it, because the false advertising in Canada is different than the States, but the way they get away with it is they do offer it in select regions, not in all of them. Like they just put fiber in here about eight months to a year ago. And like I said, the fiber was, the top speed was a gig down and 10 up. But then they offered other speeds. It just wasn't available here. For a long time, they've offered a gig down, and I was really excited to jump on that. And when I looked, my area just didn't have it. A bunch of Canada did. We didn't have it. But on the website, it says it was available. And that's how they get away with it. It's so annoying. All right, Ty, see you later. Good luck. I hope you're able to figure out whatever's going on. But I would never, ever go with Bell again, because even when I was with them, it was just problem after problem after problem with like disconnection issues. The speed never was what they advertised. Because when I was with them for like the 3 months I was with them, which was in a different city, it was the speed was supposed to be 30 down to 10 up. And I was lucky to stick it around 5 up for most of the time. And the down was always like 10 or 15. It was never at the speed they advertised. And when I called to ask, their response was, no, it's a potential for that speed. Doesn't mean you're going to get that speed. It depends on the cables in your area. It depends on like who's using it. It depends on like if your house has good connection. Well, then don't advertise it at that speed if that's not the speed you're going to give me. It's pretty shady here. Canadians are really, really like not in a good place when it comes to the internet connections. Same with cell phone connections. They're not in a good place. And it's because 3 families own everything in our area. Pretty much, Chadley. It's all a scam around here. Like they even, our cell phone companies, one of them is called Rogers. And they got called in because they were going to buy another really big company and they were going to merge. And everybody was like, don't let them merge because it's just going to make things worse. And they got called into like the governmental hearing thing and they were questioned and they're like, no, this is going to make better prices. It's going to make things go better. And it was like a year that they argued about this. They finally allowed the merger to happen. Within a year of the merger, all the prices have gone up again. And so it's like they bold-faced lied, and the government's going to do nothing about it. And so now we have one less option for internet and cell phone, and they've just upped the prices, and there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, Chadley. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they're doing. Because like I said here, they said it was fiber. I didn't see them tear up any roads or any yards or anything to put in fiber. They were just at my door and saying it was fiber. But then you look online and it's like, yeah, a gig down, cool, but 10 up. Everything I've ever heard about fiber is that it would be faster. I hadn't really considered whether it would be the same speed up and down, but everything I've heard would be that it would be faster, and just nothing. Michael Jackson, everything's going well. Just here, trying to defeat this dude. How long have I left? 2 hours. Okay, it's warm in this room. Oh, I forgot to. Yep, and they didn't do any of that. They didn't do any of that. So if it's fiber, it's definitely only in very select regions, and they're probably getting away with wordplay, you know, like saying fiber, but it's really like the connection from their main base to the server in the region. That would be my guess, because they haven't done anything. They haven't come to my property to do anything. Even the company I'm with now, they say they're fiber, and they didn't do anything to put fiber in. They literally just gave me the box and said, here, just plug it into your cable box or your cable connection, and you're good to go. So it's some kind of wordplay that they're getting away with. Like the same lock price thing. Yeah, I'm locked. I'm locked at the discount price, not at the price that you're charging me. And then they get away with it not being false advertising, because for whatever reason. Ah. Yeah, and they definitely didn't run anything along the roads. There were no construction people from them in my region at all. My road got redone about 3 years ago. About 3 years ago. Nobody was here working on it. Nobody from their company was here, because they've got their vans and everything. They wear full uniforms when they're working on stuff. Nobody came around. And then suddenly last year they were offering it because they just upgraded, but they didn't do any construction, not on my block or any of the blocks that lead to my block. So I don't know what it is that they're doing to get away with it, but it's definitely not what they're saying. Yeah, they didn't do any of that for me. Like the company I'm with now, I went into the store at the mall to, ask them what I can do and whatever. And then everything was signed up, and then they just dropped off a modem the next day. No, they gave it to me that day. They gave me the modem at the store, and then they just told me to plug it in, and within 24 hours, it would be ready to go. And that was it. Nobody came to the house. Nobody did anything on my street. Nothing happened. So it's definitely shady business. But there are only 3 options here, and the 3 options, they get away with it because they're super rich. And even like, because the reason I left the company I was with was because this company that I'm with now came in and they were asking to, for me to sign up with them, and they were going to give me a $30 lower price than what I was paying with the company I was with. And then the speed was going to be way, way higher. And so I was like, yeah, why wouldn't I? So I call my original company and I'm like, hey, I'm going to go with this company because they're offering me this deal. But I've been with you guys for the last 4 years. I'd be really happy to stay. What can you offer me to make me stay? Like, whether it's keep the same speed, I would keep it, just discount the price a bit, or give me an upgrade at a discounted price. I'd be happy to stay. Her response was, you can pay for better internet. And I was like, that's the opposite of what I want to do. I don't want to pay more money. I'm looking to get a better deal. And then she's like, well, then you can go with them. That was her response. And then she hung up on me. Like full stop, told me to go to them, and then hung up on me. And so then I did. I went with this company, but they gave me a better price. But yeah, definitely not anything. And then even then, after everything, but the reason I'm saying this is, although I switched, they are still what the heck? Weird. All my USB connections turned off. That was really weird. But even after all that, it turns out that the company I was with originally just rents the cables from the company I'm with now. So it's literally the same company's connections. They just pay for their own like discounted version of it, and then they give you a connection on their lines. It's stupid. Time to Starlink. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. But yeah, it's a whole scam here. It's ridiculous. Like, we didn't actually start getting unlimited phone data on all the places until like a year ago, maybe. Because I've been with like this third party tiny company that's been actually, they're not even third party, they are first party, but they've been slowly building up their networks. When I joined with them, they only cover Toronto. But now they cover a lot of Canada, and they do better coverage than they used to. But they've just started doing 5G. And they offered unlimited, but it was really unstable. Like, sometimes I would walk just like half a block and the connection was gone. And certain areas, no connection at all. I just switched to one of the bigger companies because the prices here are ridiculous. And they weren't offering unlimited data, but they had more expensive than the little guys that I was with. Now they offer the same prices with unlimited, but even then it's like, oh yeah, you get 20 gigs unlimited speeds, and then after 20 gigs you can still use it, but now it's at less than 3G. It's, holy crap, that's so slow. And then, you know, I'm paying $98 a month with, I think it's unlimited everything, but it's $98 a month. And all I want is unlimited data and text. But the only way I could get those was to get unlimited phone calls. But if I wanted the lower phone calls, then all of a sudden I only had like 100 minutes of phone calls and then like 250 megabytes of data. It's like, I need more than that. They really, and then even then it was still like $69 plus tax. It's pretty wild how we get such bad connection services here. Oh. Yeah, Canadian internet is definitely, amongst the first world countries, is some of the worst. It's been ranked as some of the worst. Because we don't have access to some of the stuff that Americans have access to. Like, access to, like, 1 gig has been really new for us. That's not, it wasn't common, but the States has had it for a long time. Maybe not everywhere, but it's been available in certain areas for a long time. Here, it wasn't. Even Starlink, I haven't really seen any like advertising or anything for Starlink, so I don't know if it's available, and if it is, I don't know how to actually get it. Not that I would want to ever support that trash bag, but I just don't know any of that because we don't hear about any of it. I can't get to his head, so I'm just going to do this. Yes! Yes! Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, probably not. Probably not, because we don't have access to a lot of stuff. Like, we just banned TikTok here. So, we don't have... I'm never, ever going to make any TikTok money now, but that's Canada. There's a lot of stuff we don't have access to. I can't reach Hulu. I don't think I can do Peacock, maybe? I don't think I can, though. We get the short end of the stick for a lot of stuff. Even like the one-up arcades. The one, you can't see it on... you can kind of see it on YouTube and Twitch. But the arcade over there, that one wasn't on sale in Canada. You couldn't get that here. I had to drive to the States to get it. But it is what it is. At least our internet now isn't horrendous. Like 30 up is more than enough for what I need. You know, uploading videos is fast enough. And then streaming, obviously, I'm streaming to 3 platforms and I'm not bogging down anywhere. Could be nicer quality, but it's good enough. My download speed at a gig, I don't actually get a gig. I get way less than a gig. I don't even know what I get. What do I get? Probably won't be able to tell because I'm in the middle of streaming, but I want to see now. Oh wait, no, I don't get a gig down. I'm only getting 300 down is what I've paid for. I'm paying for 300 down. I'm getting 250. So close, but still not 300 down. And then right now, because I'm streaming, my up is only to 10, but that's because I'm obviously bogging down the system. It can't send the full speed out. But like, that's more than enough for me. Like being on YouTube and stuff at 1080p, 250 down is more than enough for me to be able to actually watch stuff. I never really get any buffering issues until my internet starts to act up, but that's more an internet issue, not a speed not being enough issue. Okay, so now that I did that, do I want to do intelligence for the quick heal? I don't think I learned the quick heal yet. Now, if I can get my streaming to pick up and I start, you know, getting a bigger audience and things start going much, much better, I would be much, much happier to pay for more internet speed so I could have even more headroom. But as it stands, this is more than enough for what I need. And that's definitely just death. Okay. It is so warm in this room. I haven't had heat in weeks. My furnace was broken, but my landlord finally came and fixed it. I forgot how hot it gets in here when the stream is going. Okay, I don't think there's anything else to do in here. So what do I do now? What do I do now? What do I do now? If I go here and I go around, can I go this way? Because that's death if I fall. No, these are all waterfalls. That's all down. There is no way down from there. I have to go in from here somewhere. I don't actually understand. The hermit merchant was there. Confused. I'm confused. Oh, that just took me back to the exact same spot I was just in. Duh. Okay. If I head this way... Yeah, it's up above me. So how do I get up above? That's the real question. Is this stuff dark just because I haven't explored it, or is it dark because I can't access it? I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm up higher, but all that's here is a merchant. Okay, so this was the higher bridge. I took this and it brought me down. What if I don't want to go down? Because I ran away through all this, right? So maybe there's another path that I could take now. No, it's still going down. Yeah, this is leading me the wrong way. I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. Okay. So now that I'm here... Whoa! Can I talk to you? Nope. I might regret doing that. Ow! Dude, no. I'm sorry. I thought it was just a person with a big bottom. I didn't realize that was your queen or something. I totally realized it was their queen. There's a river that way. I didn't go that way last time. Maybe that way then? Oh, that scared me. It's the same area. Is that death? That might be death. No, it's not death. Although now I'm stuck. I almost died. Oh, I can't believe I survived that. Okay. Can you tell me anything?
Divorce from...
No. Wait, how many soul things do I have? 1,500. Can I buy any bow arrow thingies?
Something else?
Dang it. You don't sell any? What good are you? Do I have any anywhere? 10. I don't think I can hit him without him hitting me, though. Oh, I can't aim high enough, really? Dang it. Oh, that does nothing. Never mind. Not worth the drama. Okay, so if we've made it all this way, and that just all led me to the same spot. I genuinely have no clue where this game wants me to go right now. It's so intense. Oh, I don't need absolution. Okay. Never mind. None of these are pointing me anywhere interesting. Okay. Maybe I'm strong enough to fight that one person now? Maybe. Can I upgrade my sword? We'll talk to everybody. I'll upgrade my sword, and then I'll try fighting that one invader. Then I'm going to be done. Oh.
Divinity, have mercy and grant me forgiveness. The road is yet long. A god is not easily felled. But one day without fail you will have your wish. So please grant me forgiveness, Queen Marika.
That feels really inappropriate for me to talk to him right now. Sorry.
You, is it?
No, it's not me.
I didn't notice you there. I'll be doing my job, same as ever. Just lay out your arms.
I feel like I should do the bow as well, but no, I'm using this a lot. I'm going to go with this again.
Those words were not meant for you. I may be prisoner to you, tarnished lot, but my prayers are mine, and mine alone.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be so inappropriate.
I've had my say. I'll be more careful too. The girl you brought here, she's crestfallen and can scarcely swing a blade, but she has a gift for spirit tuning. I saw another one like her long ago. Their eyes share the same hue.
Okay.
You have returned. What is it?
No, I'm good.
I'll go for.
Those fingers are so gross looking. Okay. What do the twins sell? I remember somebody told me that I need to talk to the twins. We went through a whole thing of trying to figure out where the twins were, but I can't remember why I needed to see them. Oh, you're the one that hugs me. Nope. I have zero sense of direction. That's why I'm wandering around. Okay, because they sell weapons. Oh, they don't sell arrows, really? Oh, you're the one that's like, what do you want? Don't talk to me. I don't know what I actually said, but I know I told you to F off, really. Alright, who are these people? Who are you?
I don't believe we've met. I'm known as D. I hunt down those who live in death and weed their death root. Heed my warning. Those who live in death should be left well alone. All the more should you spy a mariner among their number, unless you wish to lay down your life in vain.
Greetings. Nice to see you again. My name is Roderica. I should have told you sooner. Isn't this place impressive though? The Round Table Hold, covert quarters of the Two Fingers, and gathering place of champions who vie to become Elden Lord. I never knew the guidance bestowed upon us Tarnished had such fantastic roots, although it's all a bit much for me, in truth. I'm still looking for my own purpose. You're telling me I possess some kind of gift? I don't believe you. But if I do have this talent, and goodness knows it would be my first, I suppose I should try to hone it, shouldn't I?
You should.
Ask Master Hugh to teach me. Certainly he does appear intimidating and holds no love for us Tarnished. But I know he's trapped here at the Round Table Hold, so I can tell. He's a gentle soul underneath it all. If I do have a talent for spirit tuning, and goodness, I suppose I should try to hone. I'll ask Master Hugh. If I do, I suppose I should. I'll ask
Okay. I've already talked to this old guy. I've talked to everybody. Okay. All right. I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it anyway. Here we go. Can't even summon. I would do that. I don't know how, though. Sorry. Ow. No, not ready yet. Not ready yet. Not even close. The wisps get me to here. And to here. Then I went down here and grabbed the dragon thing. But then there are no other wisps after this. I think we've reached the point where I start figuring out that I don't like this. Because I don't know what I'm doing here. I just want to try to fight this guy on the horse and then I'm done. I was way more leveled up the last time, and he kicked my butt. Whoa. Oh. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Move. No, don't kill me. Ugh. Yes. Whew. I know he wasn't super powerful, but he was scary to me. Whew. Okay, I did it. Nope. What does that do? I don't think I have enough to level up, so that is no good for me. Sit, sit, sit. Yeah. Still no wisps, so that's fine.
Oi! You there? Could you help us out, Cully?
Use bird's eye telescope if found in various areas to get a bird's eye view of the terrain and direction that the telescope is facing. Pretty sure last time I listened to that voice, it got me in trouble.
Anyone look me in the eye? Are you home? Ew, sliver of meat off a dead body. That sounds gross. Scary, no thanks. I just want to find a save spot. Pretty sure that's a boss fight. Don't want that to happen yet.
I forgot this guy can double jump. Ow. I didn't mean to do that. Get back on, get back on. I just went in a giant circle. Oh no, we're back to this. Oh, my light turned off. It got too warm in here. It's too warm in here. I don't see any grace thingies here. That's gonna be a problem. How do I stop that light from turning off because it gets too warm? Ah, there we go. We found a resting spot. It's good timing. For the light, I mean. All right, folks. Now that the light's turned on, you can last a couple minutes. It's okay. There. All right, folks, I got to get myself out of here. I really appreciate everybody hanging out. I will be back tomorrow. We're going to continue with Ocarina of Time, the 3-heart challenge. If you don't know what I'm doing in that, I am playing Ocarina of Time, obviously, but I'm only allowed to keep the 3 hearts that you start with. I'm not picking up any heart containers, which will hopefully keep the game difficult by the end. I have already done it before, twice actually, but I'm going to do it again. And then I won't be back until Thursday. So if you don't want to watch Zelda tomorrow, I will be back on Thursday where we continue with Visage. And then on Friday, I don't know what I'm going to... Or I'm going to be back on Friday. Sorry, not Thursday. I'll be back Friday with Visage. And then Saturday, I haven't decided yet what I'm going to play. I have a couple of ideas of what I might want to play, but I haven't decided fully yet. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with some Ocarina of Time 3-heart challenge. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out and spending some time with me, for all those who chatted and gave me some of their perspective on this game as well. And I will... yeah, I'll bid you all adieu. I've got a bunch of stuff to do, so I got to get going. All right, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.